Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name's Hannah. I'm so glad that you're here today. We're going to be recapping my favorite thrift finds of 2025. 2025 was a bit of a shit show, but I did have a lot of luck at the thrift store. So this year was just pretty challenging for the most part, and most of the year I was just trying to refine myself, right? Like rediscover myself, who I was, the things that I liked, my hobbies, all of that. So most of the year was pretty troubling, but I was rediscovering myself through my hobbies, through what I liked, and also through dressing. And over the last several years, I kind of lost touch with myself. So the thrift finds that I have here are sort of representative of what I want to bring from now on, or at least within this next year of 2026. Okay, let's start with jackets. I had a lot of luck with jackets this year, but I wanted to show off a few of my favorite ones. I'm gonna try on some of these, but there is this one. So this one was an amazing jacket to find. So this one I found for about $20. It is a fully reversible jacket. It's a bomber style. One side is this gorgeous chocolate brown leather. The other side is actually, I think it's caracul fur, which is like sheep fur. What is really interesting about this, besides how it looks, is actually the brand. So the brand isn't listed on here because it is reversible. So when I got home, I was investigating and trying to kind of figure it out, because I just thought that this looked such high quality that there was no way it wasn't a luxury brand. So it is a luxury brand. It's from a brand called Berger Christensen. They do a lot of jackets that look just like this, usually leather, sometimes shearling. So I was really lucky to find this at the thrift store. Obviously the person who had it didn't want it anymore, or maybe it just belonged to a family member and whatever, things happen. This is just generally what it looks like, as you can see, and it's so comfortable. This is probably one of the most comfortable jackets that I own, and it's warm, and of course it's quite luxurious as well. I was looking online to see what the aftermarket is, and as well as what these prices are, and it's pretty astronomical. I was really happy that I was able to find such a beautiful, luxurious piece. I've been taking such good care of it because of the fact that it's a luxury brand. I'm probably not going to be wearing it all the time, just so then that way the wear and tear isn't too high, just in case if in the future, if it's time to give it up to somebody else, it's still in good condition. This next one is a leather baby doll trench coat. So this one I've shown a couple of times, but I don't really know what the brand. As you can see here, it is such a well-made garment. I like all of the seams, all of these seam details, as well as the double collar, double lapel, as well as the sleeves. These are actually bishop sleeves. We have these gorgeous oversized buttons. It fits like a dream, these sleeves. I really love this because it's so unique. It has a unique style, a unique shape, a unique silhouette. The energy that I want to bring from here on is just something that's a bit more feminine, a little bit more elevated and chic. Probably like the last few years, I've been kind of more focused on boxier silhouettes, more shapeless silhouettes, which are great, but ultimately I think that it was just more of a reflection of where I was in my state of mind. And now that I'm a bit more focused on where I want to be and how I want to get there, my goal is definitely to wear more beautiful items, and especially something like this. It's definitely high quality, elevated, and chic. Okay, this is the second last jacket. I got so many amazing jackets this year, but I really wanted to show you the ones that I think are more aligned to my very current style and also my goals as well. So with that criteria, this is the next one. This one is actually from Aldo. So for me, Aldo was always like an accessory store, a shoe store. I didn't know that they sold clothing, let alone jackets. This one's definitely more of my dream jacket. It is plushy, faux fur. I love this faux fur detailing on the sleeves as well as on the hem. I'll try to insert a video of me wearing it because I wore it for a previous short, I think. But this one, I love it. I love jackets like this. I don't get to find them all the time at the thrift store. In fact, it's very rare that I do, and if I do, they're not always in good condition. This was in absolutely perfect condition. The last jacket I would like to show you is something I also filmed a little while ago. It is from a brand called Luba. Luba's probably one of my favorite vintage brands. It's Luba by Nicolini. So it's a fur trim collar, as you can see, and then everything else is wool. It is absolutely gorgeous. It reminds me of what Phoebe wore in Charmed, I think in like season 2. When I found this, well, first of all, even before looking at the tag, I knew it was vintage. I think this is real fur, although I cannot be too sure. There is no indication. And also I haven't gotten any kind of like allergy, like any kind of allergic reaction usually with real fur. That hasn't happened so far with this. But again, what this calls to is something that's a little bit more feminine. I love the callback to the 70s, and especially with the inspiration being Phoebe from Charmed. It's kind of like the 90s or the early 2000s does the 70s. I love those kinds of callbacks, but especially just back into the 70s. It's so much more feminine. I love the long lines. I like how it cinches in at the waist, and of course the very dramatic lapel. So again, that's the energy that I really want to go in for this year and hopefully for several more years to come. Okay, so I want to show you some clothing now. The first one is actually a dress. So this one is from another vintage favorite brand, which is Algo. In this case, it is Algoettes. Here we go. Sorry about my nails. They are undone. It has boning in the bodice, and then it has this lovely fit and flare skirt with a petticoat underneath. The petticoat is so fun. Absolutely lovely and gorgeous. It fits pretty nicely. It's a little tight these days, but that's okay. Algoettes and Algo, one of my favorite all-time vintage brands. So with Algo, most of the items, they're usually from, I think, the late 70s into the early 80s. I could be wrong. This one I'm not too sure on. But what I will say, it is perfectly my style. I love, well, first of all, I must say, I love anything that is black velvet. I like anything that has a lot of frill to it, anything that looks like this. Especially if it's vintage, I don't really get to find a lot of vintage dark type of clothing. What I usually end up finding is like a lot of pastels, a lot of bright, colorful patterns, but not a lot of black. This next one, I love this. I don't know what anyone else thinks about this, but I quite love it. You probably are looking at it and you might see that it is quite wrinkled, and you would be right. So when I originally got this, before I took care of it, it was like crumpled up. It was completely crumpled up. Like this person who got rid of it didn't care for it anymore. So when I saw it, there was just tons and tons and tons of wrinkles and creases. I brought it home and I was able to steam it, but it needs another round of steaming. It is this probably early 2000s blazer here, fitted for somebody who has a lot of funky style, which is where I'm kind of going toward as well. I love much more eccentric styles, and if I get to wear something that is not black but has a lot of the elements that I like in my style and in fashion, I'm definitely going to go for it. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. Now on camera, this is coming off as, I think, a little bit more yellow than it is. Let's imagine this more as like a true beige, like a true like tan beige. That's what it looks like in real life. I wanted to show you a skirt that I found that I love. It kind of encapsulates my childhood. So when I found this, I thought, oh my goodness, I have to get it, and hopefully it fits me. And it fits fairly well. It fits about, I don't know, maybe closer to like a low waist. It is this very early 2000s dreamy beige skirt with flowers and of course an asymmetrical hem that is also frayed. What's really lovely about this, and I don't know if I can pick it up, but look, it's all beaded. I don't know, I feel like this is not something that we see too much anymore. A lot of clothing doesn't have this level of detail or whimsy unless you're paying a lot of money. The very 2000s aspect about this is this suede tie belt. I love it. And of course, just in the back, totally plain. The party is in the front. So there is that like inner child level to this, but also it really tickled me, and I think that it would work in a more elevated style, which is the whole reason I decided to get it. I've got 2 more pieces of clothing for you, and then I have some gadgets that I would love to show you. Lately, this sweater has been everywhere, and again, this one was pretty big when I was younger, and I don't think I ever participated in it for many reasons, but I had different kinds of cardigans growing up. But I was able to find something super similar that is in a color that I really love. I love purple, but I tend not to buy a lot of purple clothing because it reads a little Barney, you know? It's a bit of an overpowering color. I was so thrilled when I found this. Look at this. What it looks like. Hopefully you can see it pretty well. I think you can see it a little bit better when I'm closer in terms of the color. But it is this ultra cozy ruffled sweater, and the buttons, they kind of look like teeth. This next one you're probably gonna laugh because it's crazy, but hear me out. So I saw this and I had like the biggest smile on my face. I just thought, this is so cute. I just want to look at it. I just want to see what this is all about, because it's in a color that I love. I love this color, but I don't typically wear this color, and I also don't typically wear a majority of this color. I will say that the joy that I had when I saw this, when I was touching it, when I even put it on, it cemented the fact that I think this is one of my favorite finds. So again, this is not luxury, this isn't like creme de la creme, this is simply an emotion, simply a feeling that I was feeling at the time. And so far, I think this is probably going to be one of my favorite items of all time. So, ponchos are really popular right now, and I definitely participated in the poncho trend a long time ago when they were really big. I've been trying to hold out before buying a poncho because I really wanted to find a poncho that I liked and would go with everything. I don't think this goes with everything, but I love it. It makes me feel happy. I feel very, very like girlish whenever I wear it. And it is this this totally pink, like it's a bubblegum pink. It's a lot more subdued in real life. Like this looks crazy. This looks absolutely crazy on camera, but it looks really subdued in real life. So this is what it is. And it is so adorable. And it's fairly long as well. It's asymmetrical. I love pink. Pink is my power color. A lot of people, when they think of power colors, are usually thinking red. And red is a great color, but I honestly feel more like myself, a little bit lighter, a little bit more chic with pink than I do with red. And it also gives me a little bit more confidence than red as well. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just because with my red hair, whenever I wear red lipstick, sometimes it looks good and sometimes it doesn't look good. But with pink, no matter the pink that I've worn in the past, it always looks really nice, and I think that it invites a level of levity to the entire outfit or to like the whole look that I think pink just makes me feel a bit more like myself. I think that's why I got this. So even though it's all like fuzzy, like I don't know, maybe they skinned a Muppet or something to make this, but I gotta say, I really like it. Sometimes you don't have to give the best answer for why you like something or why you think it's cute. It just is. And that's kind of how I feel about this. Because I live in a really cold climate, I'm usually stocking up on scarves, mittens, hats, earmuffs, you name it. And I have a really nice collection. But lately, My collection is a little bit blah. It's, I think, missing something fun, something with movement. So I've been really inspired by this. Just more movement, a little bit more fun. So then that way, even if I'm wearing much more of like a subdued outfit or something that isn't such a loud outfit, I can have an accessory that speaks for me. I got these two scarves recently. I got this lovely kind of like boa style, which I love. I think looks really fun. It's probably not going to be great for when it gets to minus 30 degrees Celsius, but for a slightly warmer day, this is great. So I'm really glad that I got that. And then I got this lovely one that is a kind of like purpley pink with black. And I think it'll go with every outfit. I love scarves, and I've been around for all kinds of scarves trends, like the pashmina, the infinity scarf, the like different kinds of plaid scarves, all of them. But something I didn't really do, or something that I didn't really get to participate in, are these types of scarves. So I'm going to be making this a bit of a priority, especially as it gets warmer. Lastly, I have this lovely fur long scarf. Usually whenever I find fur scarves, faux fur scarves, they're quite short. They look more like a snood. I'll be able to have a lot more fun with this. It looks a lot more chic. It gives me high fashion, kind of like this here. This is my inspo. If you're still watching, thank you so much. If you are liking what you're seeing, consider giving this video a like. And if you'd like to see more, consider subscribing. So the last two things I got, obviously, as you can tell, because I was waving them around, are cameras. I loved photography growing up, especially in high school and a little bit in post-secondary. I did a lot of photography. I loved photography. You would never guess because my videos are dog shit, but I do love photography. I kind of lost a lot of practice, and I've lost a lot of interest and motivation along the way. And because, you know, with 2025 being kind of like this sort of seminal year for me to kind of figure out what's really going on in here, I've been called to rediscover a lot of my old hobbies that I absolutely loved. I've been going to the thrift stores mostly just to see if there was anything good in terms of digital cameras. And I got lucky. The first day I was going, I brought some batteries with me because I was thinking, you know, they're probably not going to have any kind of batteries. They probably haven't tested any of these. So I'm going to see what I can do in my own power. And I was really lucky. These both worked. So this one is the 2003 Sony Cybershot DSC P72. I love this style. And of course, because it's older, it only takes batteries, so like 2 AA batteries. It also needs a memory stick, so not an SD card. I'm talking about ye old memory stick. So this is something that is on my list of things to get in order to start using this. But I'm really excited. So what I really love about this one is the little teeny tiny screen here. This one boasts, from what I saw online, it boasts that it is great for movies. So we'll see, maybe I'll be able to in the future put in some clips of what I'm wearing with a digital camera, with an older digital camera. I think it'll be a little bit more charming, and I think as I develop an aesthetic for this channel, this probably will be making a comeback. Similarly, this other Cybershot that I got, this is the W310. But what's really interesting about this is the SD card that's in here is totally full. And it has somebody's family vacation photos from 2012, August of 2012, no less. So that's something, A, is really interesting. B, I don't really know what to do with this information now that I have this. I don't really know if anyone who is involved in these photos would want them back, but I have them, so I have to figure out what to do. What I love about these old cameras is the noise that they make. It's so fun. has this nice larger screen here as well, and so far it is lovely quality. Both of these work perfectly. I just need a memory stick for this. I gotta figure that out. Wish me luck. But you've come to the end of the video. So these are my top thrifted finds of 2025. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think down below, and let me know if there is a certain item that you liked. I'd always love to know. And I'll see you next time for my next video, which is about dark feminine energy. Take care, and I'll see you next time.